Hi guys, and welcome back to Lasting Peace. I am thrilled that you've been with me for this long. I think this is our 18th week, so I've done better than I thought I'd do. God is good, and He has given us stuff to talk about every week. Today, I want to share with you from a book that I actually got for Christmas. It's called The Valley of Vision, and it's a collection of Puritan prayers or other founding fathers of the church. And they don't actually break it down and tell you who authored which prayer, but this one in particular really spoke to me. And then I'll give you a little bit more background on it, or I guess how it particularly affected me when I get to the end. So listen here. O my God, thou fairest, greatest, first of all objects, my heart admires, adores, loves thee. For my little vessel is as full as it can be, and I would pour out all that fullness before thee in ceaseless flow. When I think upon and converse with thee, 10,000 delightful thoughts spring up. 10,000 sources of pleasures are unsealed. 10,000 refreshing joys spread over my heart, crowding into every moment of happiness. I bless thee for the soul thou hast created, for adorning it, sanctifying it, though it is fixed in barren soil, for the body thou hast given me, for preserving its strength and vigor, for providing senses to enjoy delights, for the ease and freedom of my limbs, for hands, eyes, ears that do thy bidding, for thy royal bounty providing my daily support, for a full table and overflowing cup, for appetite, taste, sweetness, for social joys of relatives and friends, for ability to serve others, for a heart that feels sorrows and necessities, for a mind to care for my fellow men, for opportunities of spreading happiness around, for loved ones in the joys of heaven, for my own expectation of seeing thee clearly. I love thee above the powers of language to express, for what thou art to thy creatures. Increase my love, O my God, through time and eternity. I think what spoke to me the most about this, through this prayer, was his specific thanks to God for the tangible benefits he's given us. For those of you who've struggled with an eating disorder like me, we forget to be thankful of, and we certainly don't even see as benefits, food and the baser senses, as the way we think of them, of, of taste and the goodness of all that God has provided, even in the very tangible aspects, beyond just the spiritual confidence that he's given us in our salvation, but the very tangible aspects of all of his goodness toward us. One of the verses that came to mind, though, when I read that was Paul's quote, and I think it's Ephesians. I'll look that up and leave the quote for you below the video. But he's talking to unbelievers. He's actually entered into their city. They are pagans. They worship false gods, and they have no idea who the true God is. And as Paul is visiting their city, he catches upon a way that he can speak to them about Christ. He takes from their base and pagan culture and quotes one of their own Greek philosophers and then turns it to use it to express or tell them about Christ. A Greek philosopher, his name is Epimenides, was a poet as well, and a quote from one of his poems, he is talking in his line to Zeus, but he says, "In him or in you we live and move and have our being." But Paul takes that in his talking to this culture that he wants to win for Christ, and he says, do you know who this in whom we live and move and have our being is? It's really this Jesus, this unknown God that you don't know about, that you built altars to. It's Jesus. And I think what's neat about that to me is that God enabled Paul to take something that was completely pagan, completely anti-Christ, completely anti-Christian, and use it for God's glory and to express Christ to a culture that had never heard of him. And God does that in our lives. I know he's certainly done it in my own. He took what was the most corrupt part of my life, the most debilitating sufferings, the most frustrating struggles, even the idea or the behaviors of idolatry that I adopted in the eating disorder. And he's used them for not only my good, but I pray for your good as well, to encourage you and to show you that there is hope and that there are survivors of anorexia and bulimia and other eating disorders, and that the answer, the solution, the rescue is Jesus Christ. Thanks so much. I'll also leave a book or a link to this book for you on Amazon, and I have the entire transcript of it in my blog. I'll put a link there as well for you so you can read it in its entirety. Thanks a lot. Have a great week.